If you deliberately choose a skill to develop starting today, half a year from now, you won't recognize your own mindset. Not because circumstances magically improved, but because your standards did. Most individuals drift through time collecting bigger distractions and calling it productivity. They label it responsibility. They label it being grown. Yet a very small fraction treat a hobby like a hidden dojo. They return to it quietly, consistently, refining themselves in private until discipline is no longer forced. It becomes automatic. Confidence stops being an act and starts becoming their natural posture. Today, I'm sharing 10 pursuits that appear ordinary on the surface, but construct something powerful beneath it. They sharpen focus. They build emotional steadiness. They strengthen your ability to continue when your thoughts try to convince you to stop. Choose one. Commit to it fully. In 6 months, people won't be confused about your transformation. They'll want to understand the method behind it. And one of these practices is the quickest way to elevate your self-trust without turning you into an exaggerated, attention-seeking version of yourself. Many avoid this particular path because the beginning feels uncomfortable. Stay with me until the end. The Stoics understood something simple yet profound. You do not perform at the level of your ambitions. You perform at the level of your preparation. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that each sunrise was an opportunity to fulfill the work that aligns with human purpose. Epictetus emphasized that our control lies in our responses, never in the results. In direct language, stop postponing action until you feel ready. Select your training ground and allow it to reshape you into someone steady under pressure. The first discipline is boxing, not to battle strangers, but to confront the part of you that collapses when intensity rises. Boxing refines rhythm, coordination, and controlled assertiveness. You learn to manage your breathing while your pulse accelerates. You discover that fear can be loud, but it is not an order you must obey. Every round reinforces the same lesson. Your capacity exceeds your internal resistance. The second discipline is journaling. Think of it as strength training for your mind. Putting thoughts on paper demands clarity. It slices through confusion, arranges mental clutter, and reveals recurring behaviors you may have ignored for years. Seneca advised reviewing your day with fairness and objectivity, not self-hatred. That is what journaling becomes, a mirror that reflects truth without exaggeration. It neither flatters nor condemns. It simply shows you who you are so you can decide who you will become. The third discipline is weightlifting, not for appearance but for command over yourself. The barbell does not compromise. It responds only to effort. It reminds you that resilience is built gradually, repetition by repetition. Each controlled movement teaches your nervous system that discomfort is survivable. Over time, your body understands something your doubts did not. Strain is a teacher, not a threat. When you can choose hardship intentionally, your reactions to life's pressures begin to change. The fourth discipline is calisthenics. This is mastery over your own structure. Pull-ups, dips, handstands, static holds. No machines to assist you, no shortcuts to hide behind, just you facing gravity and your internal excuses. It humbles you instantly because your body provides immediate feedback. Yet that same honesty becomes empowering. Progress is visible, measurable, undeniable. You begin to understand that perceived limits are often invitations to adapt rather than walls to surrender to. The fifth discipline is chess, a quiet arena where impulsiveness is exposed and clear thinking is rewarded. Chess trains patience, foresight, and emotional neutrality. It teaches you to pause before responding, to exchange something small now in order to secure something greater later. That strategic mindset carries into finances, relationships, and pivotal decisions that shape your direction. You begin to think beyond the moment, beyond emotion, beyond ego. Before we continue, If this is resonating with you, subscribe to Stoic Thoughts. Make it a habit to protect your inner stability, to grow in maturity, and to refuse letting moods or distractions dictate your behavior. This channel exists to strengthen that discipline within you. Stay with this because the next discipline is the one most people avoid precisely because it feels uncomfortable in the beginning. The sixth practice is communication. Developing the ability to express yourself with precision and calm authority reshapes every area of your life. Not by speaking louder, not by becoming confrontational, but by being composed, direct, and intentional. You learn how to maintain steady eye contact. You organize your thoughts before they leave your mouth. You set boundaries clearly, without over-explaining or shrinking yourself. Presence is not volume, it is clarity. This skill transforms how others perceive you because it transforms how you perceive yourself. At first, it may expose hesitation or insecurity. That discomfort is the training. Growth rarely feels smooth in the beginning. It feels revealing, and that is exactly why it works. The seventh practice is reading. A single powerful book can spare you years of unnecessary mistakes. It is one of the most affordable ways to access the experience of people who have already walked difficult roads. Study philosophy to strengthen resilience. Read biographies to expand your perspective. Explore psychology to understand your patterns. Dive into practical guides to sharpen real-world abilities. The Stoics did not treat wisdom as trivia to collect. They treated it as preparation for life. When you read with intention, it is not passive consumption. It is fuel for better decisions. The eighth practice is running. This is not escape, it is pursuit. You are moving toward the version of yourself that refuses to collapse when discomfort appears. Running develops physical stamina, but more importantly, it cultivates mental endurance. You continue when your lungs burn and your thoughts suggest stopping. You prove to yourself that you can honor a commitment even when no one is observing. That private integrity is rare, and rarity creates distinction. The ninth practice is mastering a valuable skill that increases your earning potential. This could be copywriting, sales, design, editing, programming, media strategy, or any skill that allows you to create measurable value. Many people wait for approval, for the perfect role, for a fortunate break. But when you possess a skill that solves problems, you carry opportunity with you. You learn to generate results instead of hoping for them. Once you reach competence in one powerful area, you stop asking for chances. You begin building them. The 10th practice is creating content, not for attention, not for applause, but for clarity and leverage. When you create consistently, you sharpen your thinking. You simplify complex ideas. You communicate with structure and conviction. You produce tangible proof of effort that can circulate beyond your physical presence. In an environment where attention influences outcomes, creators operate with advantage. Even if only a small audience engages at first, you are refining influence, discipline, and identity with every piece you produce. Now here is the principle that makes this entire list effective. Do not accumulate hobbies like trophies. Select one. Dedicate yourself to it for 6 months. Schedule it. Treat it as non-negotiable training, not as something you do when you feel inspired. The small percentage of individuals who excel are not necessarily gifted or fortunate. They simply refuse to compromise with their practice. Choose today. Begin modestly, but begin now. Consistency compounds. The version of you in the future will be grateful that you decided to train instead of drift. If you want consistent reminders like this, subscribe to Stoic Thoughts. Over time, you will strengthen the habit of protecting your inner stability and developing maturity instead of repeating the same patterns on autopilot. And now, I want your perspective. Is there a discipline you believe deserves a place on this list? Share the hobby you would include and explain why it matters. Your insight might guide someone else toward their next transformation.